Welcome to the Threesome Y'all. This is the podcast where, of course, the three of us try to talk about at least 3 topics each week. If you are back for more of us, then we thank you for returning.
Woohoo!
If this is your first time, welcome.
We're sorry.
And I'm
How
sorry.
did that happen?
Yeah, don't be offended. We don't do that here. We just say whatever's on our mind. So,
Fuck that,
come
right?
in,
Think
sit a
pieces.
spell.
If you sensitive,
Come
go
in, sit
elsewhere.
a spell, and have a little fun with us. Life ain't as serious as people try to make
If you're sensitive, go elsewhere.
it. Right? This ain't your podcast. Okay, so the sultry voice that you just heard and you're about to hear again is our point person and optimistic realist who
Fucking
is
on,
apparently
gotcha.
dying. and we call her Star.
Old school
Cats keep it jumping like kangaroos.
And the dulcet baritone you just heard and will soon hear again is our man in the middle, our voice of reason. We call him Magic.
What rolls downstairs alone or in pairs rolls over your neighbor's dog? It's great for a snack. If it's on your back, it's just me. Okay.
What?
Uh, I object to the content. I mean,
Had to be there.
okay. I mean, glad to hear you sing though, because you never do. But
I wouldn't call that singing, but okay.
it's
No problem.
enough. That's enough. It's enough to make me happy. It does. I'm easy. Shut up.
Like a Sunday.
Anyway.
You said it.
Bringing up the rear, as always, I, of course, identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group, and they call me Storm.
Thought you was
So,
fired
I
for
said I
storm
wasn't giving
sound
you no more
effects.
storm sound effects. What you say? I just thought about that. I said I wasn't doing that for you, you ungrateful little sea urchin. I just thought about that.
The urchin?
Why I got to be why I have to be a sea urchin? Like, wow.
It's little
I
bird
mean-
and it was the only thing I could think of.
To the 5 of y'all listening, I promise we get along.
Wait.
So,
How does
so
it been?
does anyone have any church announcements?
It has to be a good life to be the assistant coach on a bowling team. Shout out to Stephen Austin.
Oh, I didn't even know bowling teams had coaches.
You didn't hear that story?
Okay. No. Tell it.
So the coach, the assistant coach, gets caught messing with one of the students at the college, and his
a
wife's
college
the actual
bowling team.
coach.
A college bowling. Okay, that makes better sense. I thought we were talking about professional bowling. And so I was like, I didn't know they
National
had
champions a
coaches.
couple times in his tenure
Oh.
and her tenure and the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, just as a general rule, if you are a professor or a coach or whatever, don't be messing around with your students. I mean, it's just very gross. I mean,
If you're an assistant
I
coach
know-
and your wife is the actual coach, you might want to get a side chick
and then-
outside
Damn.
the team.
that's even worse. Yes.
I was gonna say,
yes.
and potentially hazardous to your finances, but in this case,
Well,
it might be
and-
hazardous to your life.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute, too. A very similar
Uh-oh.
situation. Any other church
We're not doing
announcements?
Zion,
before
are we?
No.
Okay.
We are not doing Zion. But well, okay, let's start with the NBA. The NBA, this is Friday, June 23rd. The NBA held its lottery, no, draft. They
Draft.
already had the lottery.
Mm,
But
mm,
they held their draft last night,
mm.
which I did not watch. I do not watch drafts. I don't watch the NBA draft. I don't watch the NFL draft. I haven't
For
watched
the
them in
record, Wimby's
years.
sister's titty almost came out. It was a show.
Oh, didn't see it,
Almost.
but didn't
Oh,
see
Yeah,
it.
it was
she
But
a
I
caught
show
it
mean,
with
while they were
almost.
hugging her
well,
Mm.
and moved the
they're
shirt
from
over real
France,
quick.
so they don't care like we do. But also, here's the thing. So ESPN, like I get ESPN notifications on my phone. You guys have probably heard them because I forget to turn my phone off. Let me do that now.
Professionalism, boy. Whew.
Yeah, so every now and then my phone will da 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 and give me, whatever the breaking news is or whatever. So I get on my phone breaking news. Victor Wembanyama has been selected first by the San Antonio Spurs. Okay,
Duh.
we need to have a discussion about what is and is not breaking news. Okay, we have known for what, like the past half a year at least, that he was going first. We've known for at least a month that the Spurs had the first pick and they were going to pick him. How the hell is that breaking news? Just wondering.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Can I go on record early and say y'all overrating the fuck out this kid?
You said y'all did
Um,
what?
They overrating him. Like, he can ball, but this next greatest
you're
thing ever. No, I
You're
seen this
breaking
with
up horribly.
Porzingis. I
yeah,
seen it with
you're
Bol
breaking up.
Bol. I seen it with Chet Holmgren. Like, he's good. Give him a few years to develop.
You're
I
breaking up
mean,
horribly.
yeah, you are breaking up, but I don't know
Check
that
some
he's
plugs.
overhyped. So Victor Wembanyama, or Wemby as they're calling him, he likes that name as opposed to some of the other nicknames he's been given. I've heard Crown Vic, Jalen Rose, of course, calls him Blank Check, which is hilarious. But yeah,
Whippy,
I
whippy,
mean,
whippy.
I think as long as, well, you have to shorten things for Americans. I don't know what that's about. Um, I
We
mean,
don't like
I halfway
syllables.
understand.
Well, I was gonna say, who has time for all of those extra syllables?
I mean, I halfway understand with Giannis, that they got to call him the Greek freak because Antetokounmpo is okay. It's a lot, but it can be learned. Is my point, and but Americans. So anyway, apparently Wembanyama is a lot for Americans, so they call him Wemby.
Is that
Whatever.
really why?
Um, I'm sure that's why.
Okay.
I mean, because they do. Well, anyway, we won't even go
Jesus.
into that. You okay over there?
My allergies.
Oh yeah, it's a bad allergy time in the state of Michigan.
I quit.
Okay.
Anyway.
But anyway, I think the kid is gonna, as long as he stays healthy, and that's gonna be the thing.
What's he
Because
supposed to weigh?
I don't know. He's probably a good 300. I mean, I don't know. He's too tall. He's like 7 feet tall, so I don't know how
He's
much he weighs.
7'5".
Okay,
7'5".
well,
Jesus.
yeah. My
Yeah,
point.
he a big
No,
kid.
I think his wingspan is 7'6". I think he's only like, is he 7'5"? Maybe. I don't
That's
know.
what they were saying yesterday.
He might be.
229 pounds. This child weigh less than me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
He's gonna
string
get
bean.
snapped.
That's my.
I
Yeah,
was gonna
he is
say,
clearly a
he's
string
skinny.
bean. I mean, but they said the same thing when Kevin Durant got into the league. That's why they start calling him Slim Shady and stuff like that. But whatever.
Ha, ha,
Said the
ha.
same thing about Chet Holmgren, and he been out all season.
But that is my point. That's the point I was making. If he can stay healthy, they will put weight on him. I mean, because first of all, I mean, he has come to America. If we don't do nothing, we put weight on people.
Gonna
Okay,
make you fat.
yeah, he ain't about to eat all this good, fresh, non-processed French food that he been eating. He in America. He about to have chips and soda. He about to put on some weight. He all right. But if he can stay healthy, I think he'll do some damage in the league. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Anything else on the draft? Magic, you watched it. Any other interesting moments?
I'm interested to see what Scoop can do in Portland because they've already tried that thing with two small guards that can score, and it didn't work.
You're glitching.
I want to see what the Thompson
Yeah,
twins
you are
do.
breaking up pretty bad.
I don't know what to do about it
So
at this point.
Oh.
Just hope it records correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But
We'll
but
find
I
out.
know there have been hilarious moments in the draft in previous years.
There's a dude
Some
that
dudes.
drafted named Grady Dick that came in with a sequin red suit on.
Okay, was it any worse? You said he had sequins.
Yeah. I guess
Oh,
he's from
so he was
Kansas
trying
or
to
something. He
outdo.
wanted to go with the Dorothy look with the ruby red shoes and the matching suit.
So he was trying to outdo when Jalen Rose had that red pinstripe
Oh,
suit
they
on.
all outdid that. Other thing, I'm sick of you
Uh,
dudes in high waters with no socks on.
Yeah, I think the funniest draft moment, and again, I don't watch them in real time. I only get them when people say, "Hey, did you see that?" And then I go online and I look, and it's hilarious. I can't remember who it was. The dude that was drafted, and his white mother had on the dashiki.
Mm.
Oh God.
That was hilarious to me. Like funny to me. I don't know about y'all,
It's another thing. Some of y'all got good
but
looking mamas.
she was standing behind. She was standing next to her black child in full garb. It was hilarious.
Mm.
But anyway,
Also,
Um,
shout out to I can't remember dude's name right now. Jet Howard. Congratulations. We're gonna see how you do on the Magic.
well, congratulations to all the young men who were selected in the draft. You know, whether or not y'all actually do anything in the league, you have accomplished something at this point. So, you know, and
yep.
also cha-ching. So good to you.
The
Good
odds
luck
are
to y'all.
still, yeah, the odds are still slim to even get drafted. So,
Yeah.
Well, they're worse than slim.
I mean, I'm just saying, you've accomplished for real. Even if you, like you said,
Yeah,
even if you don't do
yeah.
anything, and
If you don't
can
do a
we?
damn thing else in your life, you have accomplished something,
You
and
got drafted.
just mind your money. And stay away from the gold diggers. Speaking of gold diggers,
Wait, and stop wearing the capri pants. All right, let's go.
Please.
well, I mean, I'm too old for today's fashion, so I can't tell them what not to wear because there were a lot of shit we wore that people told us we
Yeah,
probably
not
should.
not not the men with capri pants. We had
um,
the hammer pants was
no,
bad
We
enough.
were all there for the
yeah, that's
biker
what I'm
shorts
saying. They were just,
phase.
yeah, exactly.
What?
I'm not going in on the young people because trust me, we did
Mm,
some things.
I mean, we did, especially in the '80s, but
Particularly in the 80s. There were some color combinations in the 80s that should not exist.
oh no, some of that shit was fresh though. Like what? Cross
What
country
did
stuff. Uh,
uh anyway, uh when last we discussed Kelvin Hunter, He had just
Who
had
that?
his case. I'm sorry.
Who that?
He had just had his case thrown out against his ex-wife Wendy Williams, um,
Wow.
Mm,
because
bitch ass nigga.
her people had stopped his severance payments. Okay, so word on the streets. Well, it's more than word on the streets. Is that Kevin Hunter is brokety broke at this point. He has he has put the house that he bought for Sharina Hudson on the market in Florida. You can bid on it for a cool 1.2 million. It's a gorgeous house, by the way. I looked at the listing. If I had 1.2 million, I'd be like, yeah, that's a very nice house. Anyway, somebody has already put it, they've accepted an offer on it, but they're accepting backup offers. So that tells me that they're not real sure that this person is going to come through with the financing and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't know about any of that.
Well,
But
good. He gotta sell that motherfucker. The house, the house you bought your hoe with your wife's money.
uh,
Good.
wait a minute. He's also been selling. He has a thing about luxury cars. He's been selling off his luxury
Had.
cars, which tells me that he has no money, which is a damn shame. As much money as he has earned and been given in his lifetime. Now, that tells me that he took all that money and was throwing it at Sharina Hudson, the other woman, baby mama, as it
Yeah,
were.
bitch. I throw this money. I'ma throw this money. Money.
Only to have her, word on the streets, only to have her leave him because apparently he is not living up to his promise of taking care of her. So she has bounced. Now, I don't know these people personally. I can only tell you what I hear. Okay.
Oh,
And trust
trying to
me, if
make a
I'm
hoe
here,
a housewife.
right. I mean, listen, if I'm hearing it, it's being said a lot because I don't really be having my ear to the ground on these kinds of things. What I'm hearing is that she been in love with another dude all along, and that as this dude has been throwing, as Kevin has been throwing money at her,
She been
she's been
giving it to
turning
him.
around. She's been turning around and lavishing her family and this other dude with money.
She's stupid too, but
And, well, yeah, I mean, but as you well know, or
not
as you may
as
not
stupid
know,
as him. But
he has financed at least 5 different business ventures for her. The current one, she has a restaurant, a vegan restaurant that's supposed to be opening. I don't know if this one will stick. The last 4 did not. He sent her to massage therapy school. That didn't work out. I remember he bought her. I can't remember what other businesses, but anyway, he did all this. Now, keep in mind, and the reason I said this correlates with what you were talking about, Magic. Keep in mind that when he was married to Wendy, he was also an executive producer on her show. So he was drawing a salary for that, a large salary for that. So I don't know. I guess he didn't expect the gravy train to run out, but child, it has run out, and so has his mistress.
Anything goes when it comes to hoes because pimping ain't easy.
It ain't
Talk about
easy.
her, of course.
Of course, her and her family, because as I understand it, her mama was pushing the agenda the whole time. her mama saw dollar signs just as much as she did. So,
I was getting ready to say, her mama like, all right, you gonna go out there and be a hoe at least. At
right,
least get some real
right,
money out the out the deal.
right. Yeah, get this mortgage paid off, and some other things like give me something out the deal. But yeah, yeah. So it sounds like Kevin Hunter Sr. is in dire straits now. I don't know how long he'll be able to live off the stuff he's selling off. Because apparently he has failed to get another high paying job. This despite, okay, and this is where, what is it the Christians say? God don't like ugly.
Mhm.
But this is where, when Wendy first got sick and he went on social media and all the talk shows and he was making fun of her, talking about he built her, he can build another one, talking about his the side chick helped to build Wendy and she wasn't nothing without them. Okay.
Make another
Mm,
one.
you know, Sometimes it's best to keep your mouth closed.
mm, mm, mm,
You know, and
mm.
it,
Right.
okay. Now, here's my thing. Like, all that money that passed through you, and you didn't think to put nothing aside. Like, not a thing.
Yeah, he put it into the side, all right.
Well,
Bad piece.
right. And I don't know if she, like, I don't know, like maybe she built a portfolio or something. I don't know.
Sound like
I
she
don't
was
know what
smarter
she
than
did.
him, even though
I
she's still
was trying
stupid.
to
I
avoid the
mean, she was
Zion topic
clearly
too, but
playing
y'all
him the whole
do know
time.
y'all could get pussy for free, right?
Listen, and okay, and I'm not
Trust
here
me,
to
I've been
ugly shame
broke. It can be
anybody.
done.
Not here to ugly shame anybody. Okay, but
Is that a thing? Ugly shame? Anyway, go ahead.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ugly people need
Mm.
love too, Star.
Well, true.
Aw.
Um, but
I don't know where they gonna
first
get it,
of all,
but
I have
somebody like it.
seen I have seen Kelvin Hunter. Okay, I saw photos of him when he was younger. Lightning struck when he got himself a Wendy Williams, and this is not a referendum on her looks. This is a referendum on. Well, we won't go there.
Oh, just stop it.
Are you okay?
Cause I got jokes today. Just stop it.
Okay, so do I. But okay, so when you start aging and this young thing starts paying you attention,
Mm.
how does it not occur to you that there is an ulterior motive at play? Like,
Sure, they're aware
you know
of
what
it.
I mean?
That's why they're paying.
Well, I mean, because there's nothing else about him that, well, I don't know. I don't know the man. Maybe he's a great conversationalist. I doubt it because I've seen interviews. So I doubt it, but maybe he is. I don't know.
Mm, mm, mm.
But what is it with
You're a
his
great
like? I don't
conversationalist.
understand
You
that
don't
ego.
have to pay to play.
You can talk your
Yeah,
way and shit. Ugh.
yeah. So anyway, so that's what's going on with him. Any other comments on
Uh,
that situation?
no, stop it. Just
The
cut it out.
fuck you get?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, yeah, goes around, comes around.
Mm.
And speaking
Let's
of
pay
not
bills for
keeping
bands and you ride
one's
Greyhound.
mouth closed, or not learning how to keep one's mouth closed, when last we talked about Cardi B, she had won this big settlement from Tasha K for $4
Who is
million.
that? Who that?
She's some, I don't know, like internet gossip person.
Mm.
Remember we talked about that? She said some things about Cardi. Cardi was like, yo, that's not cool. You need to retract that. And she was like, I ain't retracting nothing. I don't care if it's not true. I'm getting
Oh
views. So
yeah,
Cardi was
yeah.
like, all
All right.
right,
I'm gonna see your ass.
to court we go. And then she won a
Hmm.
$4 million settlement. Spoiler alert, Tasha K does not have $4 million.
Hmm. She's gonna be in debt for the rest of her life.
Oh, she has already filed bankruptcy. But here's the thing. Okay. So the latest, and this happened a couple days ago because it happened around this submarine mess that we'll get to in a minute. So one of the people that perished in the sub, um, their, I don't know, stepson, I guess.
Yeah, they went to some concert and she said something about it.
And yeah, and Cardi B said something about that you're going to a concert when your loved one has passed or something like that. Which, first of all, okay, foul, okay, because don't be checking other people's grief. Like, don't do that.
Mhm.
Everybody grieves in their own way. It is a very personal thing. Whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
To which Tasha K, who could have just said nothing, okay,
You don't
uh,
get views like
uh,
that.
yeah, reposts Cardi B's whatever she said, and it's like, isn't this the same person that when Offset died was posting photos with guns or whatever? Now, why she do that?
Wait a minute, Offset died?
It's Takeoff that died, wasn't it?
Take off. Thank you.
Oh.
Take off. I had to think about that. I'm like, no, okay. Um, yeah, it was definitely take off because what she said, you could tell she was trying to be she was trying to be
Famous.
funny with it, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You could tell she was really trying to be funny with it. Because okay, here's what she said verbatim. Wasn't she posting guns right after Takeoff died, and on the internet cutting up not long after his sudden takeoff? See, she was trying to see. She tried to be shady on top of it, and then she said, "I'm just asking. Everyone grieves different." Okay, now her point may have had some semi validity. You know what I mean? Like her point may have been valid. Everybody does grieve differently, but one, you trying to throw shade, okay? And two, you the last person that needs to be poking that bear. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. So Cardi B comes back and says, and Tasha K with your despicable ass to bring up Takeoff to prove a fake ass point is disgusting. I don't know that the point was fake, but it was disgusting the way she tried to use him. Anyway, um, she says, I lost weight, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. Me and my man still dealing with that to this day. And then she says, I'm a rapper. We get targeted all the time. So, of course, I have guns for protection. But since you want to be funny for comments, I'm going to make sure your kid don't go to college. You think my lawyers don't know you're hiding money in Africa? I'm going to make sure I get every red cent of my $4 million. Don't ever put Takeoff's name in your mouth.
Wow.
Now, like I said, very unnecessary. She could have just said nothing and
Mm-hmm.
let somebody else make that point. Like, why? Like, you owe this woman money. Why are
Mm-hmm.
you messing with her? Like, because Cardi B has already said, I don't need that 4 million. like that ain't gonna make or break me. You know, it was probably
Must
gratifying enough for
be
her.
nice. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's probably gratifying enough for her to have her have to file bankruptcy and all that other stuff behind something that she could have just taken down. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing. You
Mm-hmm.
could have just taken it down, sis, when the lawyer sent you the cease and desist, but you refused. Okay, so that's a hell of your own making to begin with.
Mm.
But then you gonna poke her knowing that you owe her this money and that she could go after you.
Mm,
But
mm,
so anyway, so apparently Cardi B is planning to take everything.
mm.
What
Say, I'm
say
gonna make
y'all?
sure your kid has a house.
I'm just amazed by the amount of things these idiots will do on the internet for attention. It's really a contest of what's the dumbest shit I can think of. And then when there's
Mm,
actual real world repercussions, it's just the internet. All
Right.
right, I hope your little ad dollars did you well.
right.
Yeah, and I think I'm not sure, but I think she might be married. Um,
Run.
well, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, she is married.
Run.
If I am her husband, I'm like, oh, we have to get a
Shut
divorce
up. Right.
because you keep doing
Fucking up
dumb
my
shit.
credit.
Exactly. Like, and now, like this is affecting the entire family, not just you. You know, but whatever.
Yeah, that's retarded.
Yeah.
Congratulations, loser. We have put your name on the Threesome Podcast. Send a check. You ain't got it.
Right. But apparently they've been married for 15 years. So, yeah.
Still, we ain't
All the
gonna
more
never
reason
have
it's
no
going to
money.
affect him financially in the long run.
And get that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
I feel like if you can't shut your mouth for your damn self, be able to shut your damn mouth for me and our family for the
Right.
sake of that. I
Mm,
mean, and young people, I have to stress. I mean, I can't stress this enough because just because someone says something that irks you, pisses you
don't
off,
mean you have to
uh,
respond.
you do not have to respond. Like that's not something you have to do on, particularly on social media.
Mm,
You just don't. It's not necessary.
not at all.
Okay, and so moving along.
Hmm.
So, two United Airline employees have been accused of selling stolen or selling weed stolen from checked baggage. Now, this story,
Oh, God.
this story caught my eye because I mean, funny to me. I don't care. I mean, it just it feels, I don't know. It just feels like they're being unnecessarily prosecuted. Uh, but anyway,
What? You're stealing other people's property and distributing?
Without
Okay.
giving the
okay,
government they cut?
Right. How dare
okay,
you?
okay. First of all, okay, this was two ramp cargo agents at San Francisco International Airport.
How did they even know it was in
Uh,
the bag?
They got the good shit out there.
I don't know how they knew it was in the bag, and I don't know if they were just stealing weed. They may have been stealing other stuff, but according to the Justice Department, they said the operation dates back as far as 2020.
So they've been
Um,
letting them get away with it for 3 years.
and they have been making around $10,000 a week by stealing weed from checked bags and selling it. The two cargo agents, I don't know what their I don't know what they look like because there's no photo of them. But
10,000.
Joel Lamont Dunn, I'm assuming that Lamont.
Yeah. That's still half a
You repeat
million a
that me?
year.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's one of Hagen's children, and the other one is named Adrian Webb.
You big dummy.
Can't tell. Yeah. Well, that's debatable because as schemes go, well, anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. So here's how they got caught. uh, they began, okay, it says federal agents began investigating the pair after they were robbed at gunpoint in the airport's parking lot in June of 2021. Video surveillance footage from the day of the crime show the pair moving black trash bags consistent with the marijuana theft scheme out of the airport with the help of other employees, according to the complaint. So they didn't even start looking at them for this until they reported that they got jacked leaving the airport. So
How and why? Like,
Little
this story
niggas
makes,
are the
there's so
worst.
many holes. I don't understand. So somebody came up to rob them of
Stolen
black
weed.
trash bags?
no. I think no, I think they robbed them of money. Like I think they got stuck up. Like, somebody rolled up to them in the parking lot and was like, "Give me your money."
Oh, okay. Anyway, finish.
But because it happened at an airport, airports are under the federal
Federal.
jurisdiction. So the feds had to look into the crime. When something happens at an airport, the local police aren't called. It's the feds.
And what airlines is this?
This was United
Probably all
Airlines.
of them.
Probably.
They just ain't
Listen,
caught the other ones yet.
listen.
Yeah.
I feel like as schemes go, this was low key brilliant. Like you know what I mean. For a while, like I probably wouldn't have. Okay, let me stop saying. I probably wouldn't have done it at all. But if I did it, I probably wouldn't have kept doing it for that long. Like
Once again,
I would
that's
have had a
half a
goal.
million a year. You I
That's what I'm saying. Like, have a goal in mind, make that amount of money, and then stop. Like count your blessings that you have not been
the thing
caught,
with
and then
any
keep it
crimes that
moving.
you're doing for a large amount of money, the goal always goes up. Very few people have the intelligence to stop at the first goal. Even with building businesses legally, yeah, you got a goal at first, and once you reach it, you got to go higher. But
Yeah,
who
but
calls the cop? Like, if you're a criminal, you know you can't call the police. Like all the people that got their weed jacked out of their bag, you know you can't call the police. It's a L.
that's why it's brilliant. That's why I said it was
Yeah, till you
brilliant
get
because
jacked and call the police on yourself.
that is what I'm saying. Like why they were doing it for so long, I don't understand. Like that's something.
It's a thrill to it. It's a rush to it. You get used to having a set amount. That's the same thing with Wendy's ex-husband. You've been living a life based on this amount of income for this long. You don't know how to immediately go back to, hey, chill out.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but
Some of us do, and that's why I'm doing this podcast. And most of my friends are dead or in prison. Try to tell you.
wow, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me feels sad that they're going to be prosecuted for this because, for the record,
You dummies, you deserve it.
weed is legal in California, okay, but it's illegal at the federal level, which is why you cannot transport it. like you can't take it with you on the airplane. You can't pack it in your bags. However, it says that those caught with it in California airports rarely face severe consequences. So,
Unless you're doing enough to
in
make 10,000 a week.
2017, San Francisco International Airport employees told the San Francisco Weekly that they didn't confiscate, quote, a personal amount, unquote, of marijuana from passengers. So,
So I have so many questions because as I'm looking into this story, it says that they backtracked the footage, which is a question mark in itself. They backtracked the footage all the way back to October 2021 or
2020.
whatever. And on a regular fucking basis, when these two people got off, they were leaving out the secure door in
mhm.
in the park and going to their cars in parking lots that were being monitored with sometimes anywhere between 6 to 12 bags, big large black trash bags. So my thing is this: they've been doing this shit for a couple of years and nobody watching the camera said, what the fuck is in them bags?
Pay
Listen,
them.
I
Well,
was going to
I
say,
did
listen,
say,
listen, they definitely had help.
well, it
Okay.
says five, it says there's five of them, and then they said like some out of the five. I'm sorry, they were giving each of them $2,000 a day
Right.
for the people. But again, now here's my thing: are people really fucking traveling with that much weed, and how did
Listen.
these people
Well, the
know?
price
This
of
has
weed
to
is through the
be a
roof, and California is
larger.
pretty goddamn high. But they got some good
This
ass
has to
weed.
be part of a larger drug scheme because it makes no sense that on an everyday basis you're coming out of there with just like the one bag they said had 30 pounds of fucking weed. How and why? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's got to be part of something else. I bet when they figure out all the pieces to this, this is going to be like some old large ass scheme, which I don't understand because with weed being legal now, like what is the profit? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's not legal
Oh, the
everywhere.
government has run up the price.
Yeah, and if you can get it
Last
for
time I
free,
bought a
you
small
can.
amount of weed, I was like, "This is the homie price? Trying to sell it, not smoke it."
Yeah,
Allegedly.
like this ain't like you trying to they treating you like you trying to buy grapes.
Which are stupid
Anyway,
expensive right now.
oh my goodness.
It's always some ridiculous price food item. It just switches. Like there, like the eggs. What was it last year? It was the fucking eggs. This year is the grapes. The year before
Yeah,
that, it was cantaloupe and some other. I'm like, whatever.
yeah,
Toilet paper in
and
2020.
Yeah.
right, right. That was the wildest thing ever. Like people hoarding toilet paper. Okay, but all right.
No, no. The wildest thing ever to me out of that whole situation was like the fucking t-shirts and jewelry that came after that. Like people were really walking around with toilet paper earrings and
Oh
like
wow.
t-shirts with toilet paper
Probably
rolls and
because
little funny things.
they had like 100 things of toilet paper in the house. They had to get that shit out.
If I
Some
thought
kind
about
of
it, I
No,
would have
I
not
made me
don't
a
like
know.
a
nice toilet
whole
paper
real
dookie
roll.
rope.
I'm talking about like little tiny plastic rolls of toilet paper. But I'm just
Oh,
like, what?
okay. But,
Yeah, like
yeah, yeah,
stupid.
I
I'm
don't.
just like
Yeah,
stupid people. Like, yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know.
but
But yeah,
anyway,
part of me feels like like part of me is rooting for these dudes because listen, these guys were ramp agents, right?
mm,
They probably did not make a lot of money. San Francisco, crazy expensive place to live, by the way. They probably weren't making all that much money. I would even if they were making $20, $30 an hour, that's not enough to live on in San Francisco. Um, Now, U.S. Airlines, by the way, now these are baggage ramp agents. U.S. Airlines made around $7 billion from baggage fees alone last year. Billion with a B.
Hell, I wonder what spirit makes.
So, so I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Part of me is like, leave them dudes alone. Like they trying to, I don't know. Also, y'all stop checking your weed in your suitcases.
Yeah,
Like don't do
yeah, I'm
that.
telling you, that's something bigger. That ain't no, yeah. Especially like they took a picture. One, I saw a picture of some of the weed in like I guess one of the bags they found. You mean to tell me that you done went through several suitcases and they all got the same like shrink wrap? Like, yeah, that's some bigger shit. They part of a whole larger scheme of things.
I mean, maybe, but then again, there's a show that comes on. I don't know what network it comes on, but there's a show where they show like TSA agents and also immigration agents. Like, anyway, the stuff that people checked in their bags, like you would be amazed at the stuff that they find in people's bags when they go through them. But yeah, but anyway,
Next topic.
so yeah, let's go on to what you were talking about, Star,
Shit, you missed last week.
the funeral rules.
So I was watching this little clip of this older Caucasian lady, and I found it absolutely hilarious. About she had made this video to play at her funeral um, when she died, and the shit was hilarious. And she was like, you know, don't play this type of music. Don't be sitting around all crying. Whatever, whatever, whatever. I lived a long life. Whatever, whatever. And then she was like, Beatrice, your ass better not be sitting here. And if somebody turn around, if somebody sees her, you put her ass out of here. Like she just started rattling off. She was like, if I haven't seen you uh in the past 10 years or so and you live less than 40 or 50 miles away, don't be up on the pedestal crying and all that other shit. You didn't get that much of a damn about me. Look, she just started going off. Like, I mean, yeah. So she was like, and Henry, she was like, you were a dog the day I married you, and I knew you was a dog. And she was like, and that was the worst 7 and 7 years, however many months, however many days and seconds, whatever that I ever experienced in my life. And you don't need your ass up in here either, but I won't have them put you out. But just know I see you. She was just going off.
Wow.
So anyway, it got me to thinking, like, I want to do some shit like that. There's a couple of people. There's a couple of people. I swear, you better not have your ass at my home going. My home going. Um, and there's just certain shit like, don't be getting up that line and all of this. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm gonna make me one of them
Yeah.
videos. I am,
It's a
and
thought
it's
now.
gonna. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep, I'm making me one, and I'm gonna update it. For health. Hopefully, I live a nice long life, but I update it every 5 years, making me one. So, who would you, if you were to do your video? What are some of the things you would say in the earth?
Don't hold me accountable for anything I said in the form of a rap song.
Okay.
Any sneaky links, please feel free to shut the fuck up. Why are you even here?
Mm.
Ah.
If you can't sing, don't.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes, that is a good one.
Honestly, I'm
Tina,
not the
don't you
most
grab that
religious
mic.
person on earth. Don't hire no preacher to be in here trying to
eh,
do advertisements for their church.
Yeah.
right. Like, first of all, why are we doing this? Like, like I would tell my child, you don't listen because I told you go with the cheapest option. Like, just you know,
Be a little wake or something.
I, I don't
Yeah,
need a
you can
wake.
do
What did
like
I
a
need a
little
wake for?
memorial. You can do
That
like
A
a
shit's for the
little
party,
living.
memorial.
like have a party,
Yes,
like throw a
that's what I
party.
say. Have a brunch. Have a remembrance brunch. Get to eat, get some laughs, give some hugs, and go the fuck home. Like,
Exactly. I don't need any speeches. I damn sure don't need no ceremonies because if there's a ceremony, I'm somewhere laughing at all y'all because y'all know I am not good with ceremonies. Um, yeah, I just
oh, excuse me, that was terrible.
I think this is a song idea, though.
after I'm gone. Oh, we should write lyrics.
Mhm.
Sure. I'll take the third verse. There's no third verses anymore. Never mind.
Well, I mean, you do the rap break. Star can sing.
The Michael Bivins of the group.
Speak, you know what? Speaking of making
On
songs,
my mind. No, that's not his line. That's what's her name. That's Ricky. Anyway, go ahead.
Ricky is the one with the falsetto.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Ricky, by the way. And I still have the T-shirt you gave me. Anyway,
Aw,
um,
you think you special.
I had I had an MRI today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and first of all, that tube is a lot smaller than they lead you to believe on the television. Okay, so when they're about to put me in the tube, the girl says to me, "You're not uh what did she say?" I was like, "Now is a really good time to She goes, "You're not claustrophobic, are you?" I was like, "Well, actually, I kind of am, but now is not the time for you to ask me. The time for you to ask me was when I made the appointment." You know what I mean? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
would you do that? So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, they put you in this tube, which thankfully is open at the bottom, or I probably would have freaked the heck out because I do have claustrophobia, and it is very small in there. Like I was just like, good thing I lost a couple pounds. But anyway, um, they make these loud because they give you earplugs because the thing makes such loud noise while
Mm-hmm.
it's in there, and you have to be still for like 20 minutes. Which, by the way, hardest thing ever. Like, I don't realize how much I fidget until someone tells me that I have to be still.
Mm-hmm.
But the noises that machine was making were so rhythmic. Like, I was in there just like making songs in my head. And I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if they have microphones or whatever, but if they did, they got like a whole lot of me making up songs while I was in the dang on machine. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. So,
I don't like MRIs.
well, I'm not going to say I enjoyed it, but I made the most of it.
Mm-mm.
Um,
I know I'm claustrophobic. I don't. Yeah. Mm-mm.
as am I. As am I. Like I said, the only saving grace was that I knew that it was open at the bottom. You know what I mean? So I
Yep,
knew I
that's not
wasn't going to
enough for
run out of
me.
air.
That's not enough for me. I don't like it at all. I be feeling
Also,
like, mm,
I kept my eyes closed, so so that I wasn't. acutely aware of being in that small space. You know what I mean? So I can just close my eyes and pretend I'm elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's for the same reason why they could have never gotten me in that fucking submarine. My imagination goes wild, and
Oh,
I be thinking to myself,
damn sure
like,
would have
what if
gotten in
this
that damn
shit,
submarine.
just collapsed like around me? Like, I can't with those things. Like, what if something
Well,
happens and this shit just squeezes me to death, or
it
yeah, no.
well,
Kind of did.
okay. First of all, I am not that curious. Like, I don't need to see no Titanic remains at the bottom of, like, I don't need to see that. Like,
Yeah,
I, I'm
whatever.
I'm I'm not that person. you know.
Whatever. Listen, I had already said I had went and looked at some like old video footage of like, what the inside looked like and just bored and kind of curious or whatever. But I came across this one video of some journalist from CBS News had actually got into it and went down in the water and all this. That is the day that I would have no longer been a journalist. You gave me that fucking assignment and I got to do what and go where? No. All
Okay,
right, I quit.
but
Nope.
listen, okay.
Nope.
There are people who that's a thrill for them. You know what I mean? Like that makes them feel alive to go where no
No
one
man,
no one
very few
goes. You
men
know
has
you
gone
know what I mean?
before.
Like that's a thrill for them.
It's
And
a flex.
those people are generally called Caucasians. And more power to them, but I have no desire to do any of that. Any of it. I I I don't it's like when people are like, "Oh, well, you could be the first African American in the neighborhood to live in that neighborhood or whatever." No, I'm good. I'll go live in a different neighborhood. I don't have any desire to be a trailblazer in that area. You know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need the grief that comes along with that, and I am not a thrill seeker at all
Not at all.
whatsoever. So, you know, uh, yeah, I don't even know what to say about that sub. And then I felt bad because from what I hear, there was a minor in the sub
Mm-hmm. Somebody's
who did
son.
Yeah,
not
looked to
even
be a
want to
teenager.
go, but his father kind of like he just did it to make his dad happy.
Mm-mm. And the owner of the company and some other billionaire from over in Europe or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, don't get me
Sad
started on
situation.
billionaires because uh,
Sad fucking situation.
a very sad situation. And I mean, my heart goes out to their loved ones and whatever, because, man, I think the CEO of the company was, didn't they say he was married to a woman who was descended from
From yeah, people of Titanic. Yep.
people who died in the Titanic?
Mm-hmm.
So,
She's a
yeah,
Titanic.
but
Yes, he did. I just looked it up. To go into space is roughly about the same price.
I ain't fucking around up there either.
listen, okay, first of all, I'd have been pissed off. Okay, speaking of going into space, when Bezos did it on his rocket thing, his giant dick is what I call it because that's what it looked like, big phallus symbol. But when he went into space, and I say that in quotes, even though technically what they did was go into space. That was the most anticlimactic bullshit I have ever seen in my life. I'm like, that is all? That is what you paid all that money to do?
Mm.
But they
I
came back.
just right. They were in space. They were in technically in space, not very long, and then just send it back. Like, why are we doing this? Like, I would have been more impressed if it had been groundbreaking. You know what I mean? Like, like if it had been something that the government had not been able to do. But damn, they did that in the 50s. Like, why? Why are we?
Depends on who you
Anyway,
ask.
Listen, I wouldn't have been messing around up there either if I had had any hopes or thoughts of being an astronaut. They died with the Space Shuttle Challenger blowing up. They
yeah,
did like a survey. They did like a survey. I think it was like 2 years after uh Space Shuttle Challenger of like high school students and what it is that they wanted to do. The year before that, I think astronaut was like maybe in like a top 20.
Space Camp was a hell of a
yeah.
movie.
2 years after, like pretty much
People were
nobody
like,
was
"I'm good,"
saying
right?
like fuck that. Like anybody that was like you could not have paid me. And just from what I know about water pressure and yeah, you couldn't have got me to mess around
Oh,
on that either.
listen, listen. You would get me in outer space before you got me in
And
the
I
depths of
I
the
agree.
ocean.
I get it. I
Okay,
agree. Yep.
that is just how I feel about that. Like,
If they
if
said
it,
if you want to live, you either
you
gotta
have to either go in outer space or go in a
into the ocean,
submarine.
and then I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
I'm on that
gotta
rocket.
take flight. Yep,
Yeah,
because I'm not
T-
messing around.
yeah.
Like that thing probably imploded. Like what a horrible death.
Well, actually, they probably didn't see it. Like it probably happened so quickly. Like they were dead before they knew
Oh,
it.
I'm pretty
Honestly,
sure. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But just the thought of that, like,
yeah.
like
Probably as soon as that crack formed, like it was probably
it just folded
like a
like a
fraction of it.
water
Yeah,
bottle. Yeah,
yeah, and then that was it.
yeah, I'm good.
So they probably, they didn't suffer, so that's good. But no, I don't. I would not have wanted any part of that at all.
Or unless that carbon monoxide build up in there. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I doubt it.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, from what I'm hearing,
Carbon dioxide. I'm sorry.
yeah, from what I'm hearing, that thing probably imploded right about the time they lost communication. So it's not like they were down there for a while and the carbon monoxide was building up. I think they probably it was probably quick.
Yeah, that's messed up. Anyway, rest
Yeah.
in peace. If it's not an escape plan, because that's the conspiracy theory. That's the conspiracy theory. Like people
I'm
taking their
laughing.
death.
I'm laughing because I didn't think of that. And that is a spectacular conspiracy thing. Like, I love a good conspiracy theory. And that is spectacular. I love it.
I'm telling you, if that's not y'all faking y'all deaths, rest in peace. Seems a little
uh,
suspicious. But but not to make fun of somebody, again, if they really perished, that's terrible.
so, Magic,
So
if they told you you had to go into outer space or the depths of the ocean, which would you choose?
space easily. I wanted
Oh,
to be a
okay.
pilot when I was younger, but then I realized to fly all the cool planes you had to join the Air Force, and that was never going to happen.
Why?
Also, you're too tall. They would never let you in the cockpit of a fighter plane. You're too tall.
Pause.
How
Wait, you
tall
can't
are
pause
you?
during Pride Month. I'm only 6'4".
What's too tall? Like what's their requirement?
I think the
I
cutoff is
believe
like.
it's 6'7" or 6'8", one
I
of them
thought the
two.
cutoff was like 6'1" for fighter planes for fighter
Oh, I
pilots.
don't know the rules on planes. I think the military in general, it's 6'8", if I remember.
Hmm.
Well, it can't be because David Robinson was in the Navy.
Yeah, and he said he shouldn't have gotten away with it.
Oh, but you know what? Well, never mind.
I thought he
I
was
was
just
gonna
in the
say he.
academy. Did he
Well,
actually make it?
well. I mean, he was it. He was technically he was in, but yeah, he probably went to the academy when he was like 18, and then he probably had a growth spurt. Is probably what happened, because particularly the Navy, they definitely have a maximum height, because they don't need you taking up all that space on the ship
Mm.
or the submarine, as it were, because like, how are you going to be in a sub if you're 6'8"? Like, that would have to be a miserable experience. But
Mm.
yeah,
It's
so you
miserable at
wanted to
my
be a
height.
pilot. That's fascinating.
You were young. I was young. I grew out of it by the end of elementary school.
Mm. What
Okay,
dashed
well,
your
that does.
dream?
I mean, that
I
doesn't
didn't want to
count.
join the Air Force.
Oh, that's right. You
I
said that.
know
I'm
when
sorry.
you're raised on military bases, they usually drag you out of class at 17 ish and try to get you to sign up before you know what life is. But I always talk to the retired people, and all of them were like, nah, don't fall for it. If you do, go in for 4 years, get your education, and get a real job.
Well, for the record, you could have become a pilot without going into the Air Force. I mean,
Yeah, but you don't get to fly the cool shit.
yeah, I mean, depends on what you consider cool. But if you wanted to be a fighter pilot, then yeah,
That G.I.
you
Joe
don't have to
X
be in the
Wing thing that
military.
was popping at the time.
Well, I mean, you don't have to join the. Well, I was going to say you don't have to join the military for that, but I guess you kind of do. uh,
Kudos
but
to my friends that did join, though, in your retirement and your nice house.
right, yeah. I mean,
Aw.
what else did you want to be when you were little? This is fascinating.
Porn star?
You did not.
When you were
I dead ass
little,
did. I used to watch behind the scene videos, and I know you got like 30 seconds to get it up, or they bring in a body double, or when they say you got to do the money shot, you have 10 to 30 seconds to make yourself come. Like, really study this shit.
You know what I wanted to be when I was really young? Like, there were two things that I thought would be cool. Two diametrically opposed concepts, right? Like, I wanted to be a nun, which fascinating because I have never, nor have my parents ever been Catholic, right? Okay.
Just
mm,
like the
But
clothing.
I guess, maybe. But I wanted to be a nun. And I also thought it would be like way cool to be a prostitute. I don't know why. I don't know why. Of course,
OnlyFans is still
when I
out
got,
here. Live your dream.
but I mean, of course, when I got older and I realized, all that came with that, hush, you. When I when I realized the dynamics of that, that quickly changed. But yeah, when I was like 5, and I think it was television that did it, because they always sold, they had the hookers who were always really good people, but they were just out here trying to make
Fantasies.
money. So yeah, so that's probably why. I can't explain it. I don't know, but yeah, those were the two
Star.
things. If you had asked me when I was like 5, what do you want to be? Oh, I'd love to be a nun or a prostitute.
I
So,
mean, you can mix the two if you do the video right.
all right,
Star,
Star,
what
are
did
you
you
going to
want to be when you
share?
grew up?
um, teacher, singer, um, geologist.
No, you like rocks?
Hmm. Um, yeah, teacher, singer, geologist. A
Shut up.
little late.
I can't say anything around you.
I had one more, but I it slipped my mind. I don't remember, but I had one more. But those were the main things that I wanted. I started out wanting to be a teacher, and then I realized I don't like other people's kids. Um,
Yeah,
And
I didn't like
Ra,
kids at all. I didn't like
I was
kids
gonna
at
say I
all.
barely tolerate my own.
Listen, I didn't like kids at all until I had my own kid. Like, whatever.
Oh,
Um,
I was the opposite. I loved kids.
oh no. Mm-mm. Like, no. The whole thought of like taking care of somebody else or like, yeah, I didn't even play with doll babies like that. Like, I don't, yeah, whatever. I just did want
Yeah,
kids. Um,
yeah. I had no problem with kids. It was the husband I didn't, really want.
yeah, I don't even think I had a concept of getting married either when I was younger.
Yeah, that was just never something that I ever thought I wanted. But kids, yeah, I wish I wanted to have quintuplets, boys, of course, because
Yeah, I did want. I wanted a boy, but that
yeah,
wasn't to
I
be.
wanted five at once, and I had a whole
shout out to both
scenario.
of y'all's daughters.
Yeah, I wanted a boy. Listen, because I was a tomboy, and it was just like one of those
Me
things. Like I
too.
said, I did not play with dolls. I was
Me too.
not even. I was nowhere close to like being a girly girl coming up,
Me
and
too.
so I thought to myself, well, if I have a girl, I'm gonna have to learn how to comb hair and do tea parties and all of it, and that shit just was it was not appealing to me whatsoever, and it
At
was so
all.
fun.
Right.
It
Right.
was it was so funny. I was shopping in we were in Sears out in Livonia over on 7 Mile and Middle Belt. Never forget it. And
Hmm.
all I kept thinking was like, I'm gonna have a boy, I'm gonna have a boy, whatever, whatever. And for some reason on this particular day, we were going through like the kids section in Sears. And I was with like a longtime friend of mine, and I'm like, "Oh my God, look at this!" And when I picked it up and I showed it to her, it was like some little girl frilly little thing, and my friend is looking like, and she was like, "Yeah, that's cute," but then she's also like, "Why are you picking that up?" In her mind. So anyway, I
Hmm.
found this real cute dress, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so cute," and she was like, "Oh my God, you're having a girl." She was like, I was like, what? I was like, no, this is just cute. She was like, do you see how frilly and flowery? She was like, you're having a girl. She was like, I'm convinced. That's it. And sure enough, I had a girl.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't like. I was very nervous about um, having a girl because, like you said, I was not a girly girl. I didn't like doing my own hair. Like I'm gonna have to do somebody else's. Like it was just not the move for me. Like I knew I knew what to do with boys. Like I had my nephew and he had been with me all the time, for like the first 2 years of his life. And I knew how to maneuver with that. Like I knew how to play with boy. I knew how to entertain a little boy, but I did not have any concept with the girl. But the day I had my child, like I was disappointed is a strong word. I was shocked. I
mm-mm.
was stunned that I did not have a boy. And I remember first of all, I was rushing the doctors because the Steelers had their first pregame. Um, I mean, their first preseason game that day, and so I was like, "Can we hurry this along? Because I'm not trying to miss the game." So when we got into the room and I turned on the game, that child was, I swear, trying to look up at the TV and at the game, and then I was like, "Oh, we gonna be all right." Just in that
Terrible.
moment, I was like, "We gonna be all right."
Terrible.
And of course, the nurse called me crazy. The nurse was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that child can't see across the room. Babies can't see across the room. That's not what's going on." And I was like, "Okay, well, you think what you want to think, but I know that child is trying to see that game."
Mm-hmm. Mm. Funny.
Sir, what
I
did you
love my
want?
daughters, and they are the greatest things in the world, and keep me going every moment, every day.
Okay, but did you have a
No.
preference when your wife was expecting?
No, she already had a son, which put me in that position. Now, I just wanted healthy.
Okay, well, good on you. Oh, also, I remember having a conversation with my child's father while I was pregnant, and I said I was going to have a boy, and he said, "No, you're not. You're going to have a little girl, and she's going to be really girly." And and that irritated me so bad. So I was like, "Oh, who's going to teach her how to do that? You?" And he was just kind of like, mm.
Mm-mm.
And that was the end of that subject. I can't even
Mm-mm.
talk about that no
Mm.
more. So once again, kids, learn to hold your tongue.
Yeah.
Everything that goes through your head does not have to come out your mouth.
Close your legs.
Yeah.
Little motherfuckers is expensive.
That too. Not just close your legs, but wrap your shit up. I don't know. Get a hobby.
Get a
run
skill.
some run some marathons. I don't know. Do something else. Well,
Live life
not
and be
that not
productive.
not that we need to tell y'all that because the birth rates have plummeted. But anyway,
Good. Sick of you fucking idiots reproducing.
yeah, and it's a shame. Speaking of billionaires with egos, there's a lot of that going on. That's why a lot of them have so many kids because they billionaires tend to believe that they're smarter than everyone else, despite the fact that a lot of them had a lot of luck that got them where they are. There's a good amount of luck, and also a lot of them have good amount of helping from the previous generation, but neither here nor there. Their egos have told them that they're smarter than everybody else, so that's why, like, and Elon Musk, for example, has so many goddamn children because he feels like it's
Ooh.
his duty to populate the earth with brilliant people like himself.
Mm.
Um, which, I can't prove it, but that may be Nick Cannon's deal as well. Who knows?
Mm. Mm.
Y'all
Mm.
hitting all these chicks bareback. What is the world coming to?
Mm-mm.
On that note, any words of wisdom, sir?
First and foremost, are we interesting enough to have a podcast this long? Write us and let us know. But the jib of the week is the clown hurts the most and loves the hardest. Don't play with passion.
Mm.
If you like the show, tell a friend, tell a
That was
foe,
deep.
tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. It is the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, the Threesome Pod on Twitter. Pieces on my nizzle.
Peace.
um, okay, well, I'm gonna go walk the dog. I don't know what to do with my life now that NBA season is over.
Brother. Come and help me clean up my house.
There
Listen.
you go.
Ooh, I don't have that much free time. I
Whatever.
probably after I go walk the dog, I'm gonna jump back on my computer and do some actual work.
See?
Friends,
No love.
That's because that's
how
my
many
life,
of us
right?
have them?
Right. I
Ones
guess
we
that's
can
not what
depend
friends are
on.
for.
Whatever.
Night,
Whatever.
day, morning, whatever y'all doing.
Yep.
Good
Good
night,
night.
people.
Send platonic nudes.
Sure.